Hello everyone, thank you for joining me once again. Today's flow, I have great news. We'll be sitting on the mat the entire time. This is a relaxing flow. This one is really good for your hips, your lower back, the middle part of your back, the upper part of your back. We're gonna get a little bit into our forearms as well. We do a little bit of twisting, but it's a really, really good pose to help you stretch, lengthen your muscles, and open up some of those tight muscles that may have tightened up from being in a seated position all day. So we're going to start off with just a little bit of a breathing exercise. So you see me sitting on my mat this way. You can turn and face the full length of the mat. I'm just facing this way so that you can see this beginning portion, and you'll see me turn throughout the rest of the class. So we're just going to bring our attention into the present moment. We're going to focus on our breathing and kind of center our breathing and center our thoughts. So close your eyes, place the palms of your hands together and bring them to heart center. Feel your heartbeat. Depending on what you were doing prior to coming into this video, it could be beating very quickly or it could be beating very slowly. We're going to start to bring that heart rate down a little bit. Now you can either keep your eyes open or you can close them. I'm going to go through a motion called pulling down from the heavens. It's a variation on a Qigong movement, and it's just a nice way to help center your breath. You can watch me the first time, and if you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes. Let's bring our fingertips out to the side. Take a deep inhale, sweep your arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, press all that energy down. Fingertips out to the side, deep inhale, sweep those arms all the way up. Exhale, press all of that energy down. Fingertips out to the side. One last time, deep inhale, sweep those arms all the way up. Bring the palms of your hands together, lower them to heart center. Close your eyes. Pay attention to the sounds in the room where you are. Maybe you're outside with your equipment, watching me on your computer or your mobile device. Pay attention to those sounds around you. Pay attention to your breath. Take a deep inhale. Pay attention to the smells in the room. Maybe you sprayed a little bit of lavender before you started this video to help you relax a little bit. Just pay attention to everything around you. When you pay attention to all of your senses, it helps you to be more in the present moment. It brings your mind and your thoughts back into the present moment, bringing them back from the future or bringing them back from the present. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, slowly open your eyes, let your hands fall into your lap. Now extend your legs straight out in front of you. You're going to go into a movement called seated forward bend. So let's sit up nice and tall. Once again, try not to sit on our tailbones. That's where we sit over a little bit more hunched, and we sit more on our tailbones this way. Let's sit on our sits bones. That's the bony part of your bum. Let's sit up nice and tall. Flex your toes so that your toes are facing up to the sky. And now, let's all sit up just a little bit taller. I want you to squeeze your bum. When you squeeze your bum, if you notice, you sit up a little bit taller. You have much better posture. It might feel a little bit uncomfortable, but that's okay. This is the right way to sit. It will help to protect your back. Bring your fingertips out to the side. Take a deep inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, open your arms, and swan dive down toward your feet. Now, if you can't touch all the way down to your toes, that's perfectly fine. We want to avoid this. Don't come over. Try not to put your shoulders up by your ears. Make sure those shoulders are down and away. You can place your hands, if you don't have a whole lot of flexibility, the flexibility for this one's coming from behind your legs. If you don't have a whole lot of flexibility, that's okay. It will come with time. Just place your hands wherever you feel comfortable. As you can see, I'm down by my ankles. I'm not touching my toes. I'm not bending all the way in half and folding completely over. Now pay attention to your lower back. If you're doing this, if you're hunching your back, you might feel a little bit of a pull in your lower back. Bring your shoulders back and down. Lift your head slightly to look towards the tips of your toes. That's going to help flatten out your back and help you to feel a little bit more comfortable in this pose. Take a deep inhale, slowly coming up into a seated position. Let's take your right knee. Bend your knee. Place the sole of your foot to the inside of your thigh. Let's bring that leg to the outside of your knee. If this feels comfortable, stay here. If it feels like a little bit of a strain, or if your hips are really tight, you can bring that foot back to the inside, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Now I'm going to turn to face you so that you can see what this looks like from this side. extend your left arm straight out to the sky, to the side. Take a nice deep inhale. As you exhale, bring that arm in, wrap the inside of your elbow around your knee. Place your right hand just behind the small of your back and help yourself to sit up nice and tall. So from the side, it looks like this. Now, I like to say don't do the lazy boy pose. Don't lean back in this position. Sit up nice and tall. This is what's really going to help twist your spine. So, again, seated twist pose. This helps to twist your spine. So if you imagine that your spine is like a washcloth, and you know when you wring out a washcloth, how all of the soap and suds and dirt and water all come out, that's exactly what we're doing right now. We're helping to regulate all of our body's functions, especially digestion. This is one of the most biggest benefits of this pose, is that it helps to move food along. It helps to process your experiences throughout your body. Continuing to breathe, take a nice deep inhale. Let's sit up just a little bit taller in this pose and see if we can gaze over our right shoulder just a little bit more, getting a little bit deeper into this twist. Take a nice deep inhale. As you exhale, let's release the twist. I'm going to rotate once again, extend your right leg straight out in front of you. Let's do the same on the left side. Let's bend that left knee, sole of your foot to the inside of your thigh, the side. Bring that foot to the outside if it feels comfortable for you. If not, you can keep it right where it is. I'm going to rotate one more time. Take a deep inhale, extend your right arm all the way out to the side. Exhale, bring that arm in, wrap the inside of your elbow around your knee. Left hand goes just behind the small of your back. Once again, flexing that lead foot. So make sure those right toes are facing straight up to the sky. And then gaze off to your left. Now you can also get a little bit deeper into this pose. You can take that option if you like. And that is only if you feel comfortable with this pose. You can bring the inside of your arm around to the inside of your knee. So you can see my tricep is resting on the top of my left knee. Don't try to crack your back. That's not what this pose is. It just helps you to get a little bit deeper, a little bit more of a twist in your spine. I'm going to stay here though, because this is what feels comfortable for me right now. Let's sit up nice and tall and then gaze over that left shoulder. Sitting just a little bit deeper into this pose, continuing to breathe. Take a nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, let's release the twist. Extend both legs straight out in front of you. Let's go into that seated forward bend once again. Deep inhale, sweep those arms all the way up. Exhale, open your arms and swan dive down, bringing your hands down toward your knees, your shins, your ankles, or your toes, wherever you feel comfortable. And pay attention. So one of the other great benefits of the seated twist pose that we just did is that it lengthens the muscles behind your legs. So we can get just a little bit deeper into this pose. The more that you practice both of these poses together, the more flexibility and lengthening you'll find in the muscles behind your legs. So for those people that say, oh, I haven't touched my toes in 20 years, by doing a pose like this, you're helping to build that flexibility, and one day you will be able to touch those toes once again. Take a deep inhale, slowly coming up into a seated position. Now we're going to keep our position just like this. We're going to go into a movement called cradle pose. Let's bend your left knee. Bring the sole of your foot to the inside of your thigh. Let your knee fall to the outside and let the outside of your ankle rest on top of your knee. We're going to stay in this pose just for a moment. Make sure you have that nice straight back. So a couple options here. You can either take your right arm underneath your foot and your left arm over top of your knee. And what you want to do is try to rest the sole of your foot on the inside of your elbow and the top of your knee on the inside of your opposite elbow. So you can try that, leaning forward, getting into this pose. If this is a little bit of a struggle for you, if your arms don't reach completely, you'll take your right hand and rest it underneath your ankle to support your ankle. You'll take your right hand and place it underneath your knee to support your knee. Both are perfectly fine. You just might not be able to reach, and that's okay. So I'm going to do this version from the beginning. So wherever you are, let's try to reach those arms around. Bring the insides of your elbows to the bottom of your foot and top of your knee, or support each of them with that same hand. And then take a deep inhale and come up into a seated position. So I'm going to rotate so you can see what this looks like from the front. So this is my left foot that we're doing. And this is called cradle pose. Cradle pose is a great pose. You might be able to feel this already, to help stretch out your hips and your lower back. If you are seated all day, this pose is incredible. It is a great way to keep those hips nice and flexible, to stretch out that sciatic nerve. You are sitting on your sciatic nerve all day and it can tighten up a lot. So this is a nice way to stretch it out and lengthen it. It's by all means not a cure, but it's a nice way to help and ease any pain that you might be feeling. Let's all take a deep inhale and then exhale. Let's lead that left leg down, release, extend your legs straight out in front of you. Let's do the same with the right. So let's bend that right knee, sole of your foot to the inside of your thigh, let it fall off to the side, and let's bring that ankle onto your thigh. Grasping whichever way you feel comfortable, either supporting with your hands or coming in and resting the insides on the insides of your elbows. And on your next inhalation, let's come up into cradle pose. So this is supposed to simulate cradling a baby. So that's what we're doing with this pose. Again, feeling this nice openness in your hips. You might feel a difference on one side than the other. I definitely felt a difference on the opposite side versus this side. But one side is usually tighter than the other, and that's the way that our bodies hold our experiences. That's perfectly normal. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Let's fold, release your leg. Extend your legs straight out in front of you. Shake out your legs a little bit, get the blood flowing back in them. And let's come into a pose called tarantula pose. I kind of came up with this one on my own. It sounds a lot scarier than it is. So bring your feet a little bit wider than hip width apart and extend your legs a little bit further out in front of you. So you've got a little bit of a V going on with your legs. Bring your arms to the insides of your thighs, and then the little divot between your thumb and your forefinger, rest that behind your heels. Grasp your heels there. If this feels good for you and you want to try to get a little bit deeper into the pose, you can bring your hands around to the front of your foot. And now pay attention. This is a great hip opener, and it's a great lower back opener. This is a great pose to do after a long run. If you are working out and you get in some long runs in the mornings or even in the evenings, this is a great pose to help stretch your lower back. If you are seated all day, this is another wonderful pose to keep that stretching going. You can really feel this in your lower back. So now we're going to get a little bit deeper into our lower back. So let's bring your hands around to the insides of your feet and then walk your hands forward. Try to come a little bit deeper into tarantula pose, feeling this nice openness in your lower back. You could probably feel it as you started to walk forward. Continuing to breathe. And then deep inhale. Let's walk yourself back up partially. Place your right hand next to the inside of your right foot. We're going to go into a little twist. Let's take that left arm, extend your left arm straight up to the sky. If it feels good on your neck, look straight up to the ceiling. If it doesn't, you can just bring that head down slightly. But if you have a little bit more neck flexibility, let's look straight up to the sky and let's finish off that twist. Feel this nice twist in the lower part of your back. Nice openness in your back. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale. Let's lower your left hand down. Place your left hand next to the inside of your left foot. Take that right arm, reach that right arm straight up to the sky, feeling this nice twist. Continuing to breathe. Nice deep inhales, nice full exhales. On your next exhalation, let's bring that hand back down. Let's walk ourselves back up. Bring your feet closer together. We're going to go into a movement called figure four pose. Keep your right foot down on the ground. Take your left foot, lift your left foot up, rotate at the hips, place the bony part above your ankle. Very important. Make sure that you're not resting your foot on your knee, but that bony part just above your ankle, that's going to help support your leg. Extend your foot out as far as feels comfortable or as close as feels comfortable. There is no deep variation of this pose. It's whatever feels comfortable for you. Place your hands on the mat so that your fingertips face me. Deep inhale, and as you exhale, let your left knee will fall to the left side of the mat. Feeling this nice stretch in your hips. This gets into your sciatic nerve as well. This is called figure four pose. Continuing to breathe, only letting that knee go down as deep as you feel comfortable. Your left knee does not have to touch the mat. It can stay hovering. If your hips are very tight, you might find that you need to keep your legs a little bit higher on the ground, and that's perfectly fine. It's whatever feels good for your body. Take a deep inhale. Let's bring that leg back up to center. Uncross your left leg, sole of your left foot on the mat. Let's do the same on the opposite side. Let's lift that right foot up, rotate it at the hip. The sole or the bony part above your ankle rests just above your left knee. deep inhale and then exhale. Start to lower your leg down to the right hand side. Now pay attention to your body. Make sure your torso is facing forward. We don't want to go into this twist too deeply. Make sure that torso is facing forward. That's what's going to help really open up and twist your hips. Continuing to breathe. Nice deep inhale and exhale. Let's bring that leg back up to center. Uncross your legs. Find a comfortable position. We're going to go into 6 directions of the spine. So let's cross our legs, or let's cross our feet at the ankles. Feet in front of you. We're going to do a nice upper back opener. It's going to go from your upper back all the way down to your lower back. So our spine, if you're not aware, our spine moves in 6 directions. So 6 directions of the spine is meant to help to nourish those 6 directions that our back can move in, and help to keep it nice and flexible and get the best benefit of our back. So let's place the palms of your hands right at your knee. We're going to go into a variation of cat-cow pose. Take a deep inhale, bring those shoulders back and down, chest leans forward, and exhale. Curl your shoulders over, looking down towards your belly button. Inhale, let's come back, lean that chest forward once again, coming up into our variation of cow pose. Exhale, curl your shoulders over, coming into cat pose. Inhale, shoulders back and down, coming into cow. Exhale, shoulders curling over, coming down into cat. We'll do this one more time. This time we're going to hold it for an additional breath. Shoulders back and down. Really feel this opening in your upper back, maybe getting into the middle part of your spine. Exhale, curl your shoulders over, look down toward your belly button. Feel this nice opening in the lower part of your back, this nice stretch, this nice lengthening. And then inhale, come back up into a seated position. Our spine also moves like this, so we're going to nourish it in that back and forth motion. Let's bring our hands up to temple pose. Just let your fingertips touch. You don't need to interlace your fingers. Deep inhale, sitting nice and tall. Exhale, lower your left hand down. Right hand reaches up and over. Inhale, coming back to temple. Exhale, right hand goes down, left hand comes over. Inhale, back up to temple. Exhale, left hand, right hand goes over. Inhale, back up to temple. Exhale, right hand goes down, left hand goes over. Inhale, back up to temple. This time, let's hold this just for a breath. Exhale, right arm reaches over. Feel this nice stretch in your spine, this nice lengthening along the right hand side of your body. Inhale, back up to temple. Exhale, right hand goes down, left hand reaches over. Really feel that stretch into the lower part of your back. This stretch along the left side of your body. Deep inhale and exhale. Let's come back up to temple. Keep those fingertips there. We're going to nourish the twist in our spine. Deep inhale, sitting up nice and tall. Exhale, rotating to the left. Right hand rests on your knee. Left hand goes just behind this, just off to the side of your back. We are not forcing the twist. We're just gently twisting into this. Inhale, coming back up to temple. Exhale, left hand goes across the body, rests on your right knee. Right hand goes just off to the side of your hips. Inhale, back up to temple. Exhale, rotating to the left. Inhale, back up to temple. Exhale, rotating to the right. Inhale, back up to temple. Exhale to the left. Inhale to temple. Exhale to the right. Inhale to temple. We'll do that one more time in each direction. Exhale to the left. Inhale to temple. And exhale to the right. And inhale to temple. Palms of your hands together, palms down to heart center. One final pose that we're going to do is called downward facing prayer. It's a nice opener for your forearms. If you sit at a keyboard or a mouse all day, or if you hold on to your smartphone all day, you might start to feel tightness in your forearms. So this is a really nice way to open up all of those muscles. If you've had surgery for carpal tunnel syndrome, please only go into this very gently. Don't press too hard. If it starts to hurt, I don't want you to go into this very deeply either. Just only go as far forward with your fingertips as you feel comfortable. So take a deep inhale. As you exhale, press the palms of your hands together and start to rotate your fingertips forward, stopping wherever it starts to hurt and maybe pulling back just slightly. We don't want pain in yoga. We want yoga to be very nice and calming and relaxing. Working up eventually to pressing those fingertips down towards the ground. You can start to feel this in your forearms. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. Let's rotate those fingertips back upward once again. Let's do that one more time. Exhale. Rotate those fingertips forward, rotating towards me, stopping wherever you feel comfortable, rotating them down towards the ground if that feels good for you. Taking a nice deep inhale. Exhale. Let's rotate those fingertips back up once again. Close your eyes. Feel your heartbeat beating nice and slowly. Pay attention to the sounds around you. Sensations. Slowly open your eyes as we raise our fingertips to our forehead, bow to one another, and say Namaste.